Hey guys, this is the Stock Scroll team taking a look at the SPY and QQQ charts heading into this upcoming week that starts the 25th. September has been notably weak throughout history for the stock market, being the worst month of the year. And this month has been no different. So let's take a look at the SPY weekly chart. Last week, SPY was down about 3%, shaved off about $13. If you notice here, it's the first time since March that we actually kind of sliced through the 21 EMA on the weekly chart with some significant volume. Pretty significant support levels lost on SPY. 440 was a pretty significant level. Just basically looking at this weekly chart, we see this August 2022 high of 431.73, which is kind of where we're at here. Already started to lose this level. So based off this weekly chart, we could easily see 420 followed by 415 to 410. Now notice all this support and all this price history that's happened here over the past year. It will be very difficult for short sellers to break it through these levels with all this price history that's happened over the past year. So those are some levels to keep an eye out on the weekly chart. And keep in mind, when you're viewing the weekly chart, it does tend to take a little longer for it to play out. So we are identifying these levels of 430, 420, and 415, but it could take weeks for it to play out. Now switching over to the daily chart, you can see we had a gap down on Thursday, and then Friday we kind of got up to about 435, then we had a nasty intraday sell-off all the way down to 430. We've had essentially three pretty significant red days in a row. Market is starting to get a little overextended to the downside. So I would be cautious shorting the market on any gap down heading into Monday or Tuesday. Ideally, what we would like to see is a pop into the daily 9 EMA around 439 to re-roll this and short it. But zooming out, taking a look at some of these daily levels, we see like zooming back out to August 2022, we have this 431 high, and then here we have 418. You kind of see all this price history and congestion that happened over from December. You could even go back to November all the way to June. So we have almost 6 months of price history and support at these levels. So we could expect like an intermediate bounce heading into earnings season, which we would then reevaluate at that time. But going into the game plan for this week, we ideally would like a pop into this yellow line and then reject and head lower. But just pay attention to how the intraday rallies are. If pops are still getting sold, which we expect to happen, then do not hesitate shorting intraday. Looking over to the QQQ chart, the QQQ weekly chart looks a little more precarious than SPY, and here's why. We did close at the 21 EMA here, but you notice like there's no real level of support down till 335. So if we do lose these levels, we could retest 342 and then head down to 335. And notice how we're beginning to sell off on volume here. There was some RSI divergence where price is making higher highs, but RSI is not making higher highs, which indicates that the buyers are not stepping in like they used to be. So here the close at the 21 EMA is pretty critical, but if buyers can't step in and protect these levels of 357, we fully expect this to head back down to at least 342, then 332, and we'll reevaluate with earnings season coming up. Switching over to the daily chart on the QQQs, same thing with SPY. We've had three pretty nasty consecutive red days. But even if you zoom back out, we've essentially gone from 376 to 357 in the matter of a week, which is pretty significant. That's a $20 move within a week. So shorting any gap down may not present the best risk reward here. And if you zoom out, it goes back to the point which I mentioned. There isn't much support here. We've just had this one big move run up over the last few months. The next level of support on the daily chart, if you zoom out, we see these highs from April 2021 of 342. and then 335. And if we lose these levels, we could easily head back down to 320, and then we'll reevaluate a call to possibly see 313. But it would take something significant like a really bad earnings report from Apple, Microsoft, and NVIDIA. But for now, the levels we're watching are 342 down to 332. Please let us know, like and comment and subscribe. Thank you.